TCM 7887.
Hi there, I'm Sean Carroll, a theoretical physicist at the California Institute of Technology, and I'm thrilled to be back for one last evening of TCM's Friday Night Spotlight on Science in the Movies. Our second film, based on the visionary stories of H.G. Wells, is one of his most famous. It's producer and director George Pal's 1960 adaptation of The Time Machine, starring Rod Taylor and Yvette Mimieux. Set in the Victorian era, The Time Machine is about a scientist, played by Rod Taylor, who creates a time-traveling machine that carries him forward into the year 802701. There, he finds a dramatically altered world, populated by the passive, peace-loving Eloi and their predatory enemies, the Morlocks, an underground-dwelling, cannibalistic tribe. H.G. Wells always thought The Time Machine would make a compelling film, but he died in 1946 and never lived to see it become a motion picture. However, his son, Frank Wells, saw what George Pal did with his father's story of The War of the Worlds and was convinced Pal was the man to jumpstart The Time Machine. George Pal was also one of the few filmmakers at the time interested in doing big-budget sci-fi stories on screen. It wasn't considered a sophisticated genre in which to be working, at least not for major studios and directors. But that mindset started to change when producers like George Pal took H.G. Wells seriously. Eventually, Stanley Kubrick, Steven Spielberg, and other important directors followed Pal's lead by turning science fiction into a true art form. This story has captivated audiences for years and continues to serve as inspiration for countless other time travel-related stories. It has also inspired real science, as physicists like myself have explored the possibility of traveling through time. Although if time machines were possible, they would look more like rocket ships than like steampunk Victorian sleds. So fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy hundreds of thousands of years. Here's Rod Taylor piloting H.G. Wells's The Time Machine.